What is in the house? I don't know, man. I've had some bad vibes about this building these last couple of days. I've been thinking like something's gonna go down in here. Something is for sure gonna go down in here. Hello, residents? Wait. Hold up. That pestilence noises? Is that the sounds of infection a buzzing? Doesn't look like an infected house, but... Ooh. 3 things. I can hear the buzzing. I can hear the buzzing and I don't like it. That's not something I can knife. My knife will do me no good against the power of the buzz. Also depressingly little items to steal in here. Alright, I guess we'll edge our way upstairs. I am afraid. I don't like it. Also, I feel like this music is slightly different, isn't it? I don't know, I've got the music from this game pretty thoroughly ingrained in my brain at the moment. After playing it for a good many hours. Is it slightly different for El Bachelor compared to El Haruspex? Oh, hello. Are you friendly? Are we friends? We can be friends, I don't mind. Probably better be friends than not be friends, considering what you two are up to. Oh fuck, oh fuck, okay. Alright, I guess we're not friends then. I just wanted to ask you some questions, pal. It didn't have to come to this, it really didn't, but you swung fists first. And unfortunately, you're literally the worst enemies in the game. You're pretty shit. I mean, to be fair, you've just clocked me twice. You've just given me a good bangerang. You know, this controller vibrating on my desk every time I get hit is mighty distracting. Let's unplug that, and we'll do this again, only without the absolute horror show that just unfolded, eh? How does that sound? Sound like a good idea? I think it sounds like a good idea. Welcome back to Pathologic. This is where the video begins. That last 3 minutes, that was a soupçon. That was an hors d'oeuvre. That was just a little bit of relish for your meal, a pre-appetizer, you know. This is where the shit really goes down. Was there anything worth looting downstairs? There was like a flower, right? I think they can be traded with people for something. Upstairs had some useful loot though. Some alpha tablets and some fish. Stinky house fish, admittedly. The house has a big stink vibe to it, but... This is a really weird house layout, by the way. Can you imagine having to go upstairs and through your weird upstairs kitchen so you could loop around into the only bedroom? Very odd setup. Alright, fuckos, let's go. Right, somehow only aggro one of them? I mean, I'm not complaining, but how did I do that? I guess I'm gaming today. I can't loot this guy. Alright, pal. Alright, you keep swinging fists at air. Alright? You keep doing that. That's fine. Cool. So this this is Mr. Kane, is it? We found him. Well, we found a body that they're dissecting. I guess we can't... Just a portrait of another corpse on the wall. Alright, what does the quest say now that we've done that? A body has been found. Is it Simon? I don't know, is it? I can't seem to interact with it or anything. I can't get in bed with it. Do I just like return to Vlad or to the Canes or to someone? Who do I return to at this point? Nothing I can do in here. I thought maybe we would be able to loot the corpse and there'll be like something identifying on it, you know. Obviously I didn't expect the game to be advanced enough to like allow me to like move the sheet aside and look at his face and stuff. But I thought maybe there'll be we'll get some proof of identity before just killing two dudes and leaving, but guess not. Guess 'tis not the way it shall be. I just clocked this girl out the corner of my eye. Excuse me, people. I have business with the young lady at the end of the street. You got a schmouder? You got a schmouder for me? No, you don't. Okay. Then what good are you? They say children are the future. Well, you know, I think it's time the children started doing their part for the present right now. There won't be a future unless you hand over all your schmouders. Start thinking about that. As the official man in charge around these parts, as the official Mr. Doctor Man, I should be in charge of all the medicine. All of the medicine shops, the pharmacies, whatever the hell you want to call them, should turn over their entire stock to me. Which I will obviously prioritise on using on myself as the most important person in the town. But, you know, if I've got some spare, I might help other people with them too. You know, I'm a good guy. I'm generous. I'm helpful. I'm not adverse to providing a handout for those in need, so long as, you know, my needs trump everyone else's. Why are all your bins empty? Why did you just start trying to limbo in mid-step? What is going on in this town? Everyone's weird. I know that's not really a revelation when it comes to Pathologic, but I just want to reiterate it, just so everyone knows that people around these parts, a bit odd, aren't they? A bit funky. Vlad. Wee Vlad. Guess what I found?
It's all very suspicious.
It just occurred to me that a map with the infected areas charted on it would significantly help couriers and medical aids. It may be surprising to you, but I've already seen to that. My men are now assigned to produce such maps daily. The cost of making one copy is a mere, let's see, 1,000 or so? I'll be sure to order a copy when I have the required sum. I will not. I will not do that. I don't need a map to tell me. The thing is, I did this once in the other playthrough. There's a different character who offered me a map of the infected areas. And I got it and was like, okay, this could be a really helpful item. And it lasts a day. Like, the next day it's useless, because it doesn't, like, update or anything. Because, I mean, it's a map. Why would it magically update? It makes sense, right? But it's a lot of money to put down on something that just sort of gives you a vague concept of where badness is going to happen, especially when you can see badness when you approach it. You know what I mean? Like, if something bad is in the way, then maybe just go around it. I would like to purchase a lockpick from you. Wait, yeah, price 5. For some reason I thought it said price 1, but that was number of uses. Thank you. Problem with lockpicks is they each take up a slot. They do not stack. So I might get a bit overrun with lockpicks at some point, which might mean I'll just have to start breaking into houses just for the hell of it. Just to use them up. Wouldn't mind a couple of alpha tablets though. You know what, I should probably take the Meridorm as well. I probably should. How much is he asking for beta tablets? 2 for a beta tablet. Yeah, we'll get the beta tablets as well. I might regret spending all my boy trade items so willingly, but I'm not going to regret it right now. I will only regret it at some point in the future, and honestly, that's not my problem. That is a future incarnation of myself's problem. And who's to say I'm even going to be that same person, right? Who's to say that we've not been misunderstanding the whole of human existence this whole time, and that every time we go to sleep, we don't actually die and get replaced with a clone of our own personality with our own personal memories attached, you know? Who's to say that the person who plays this game in a couple of days' time is going to be the exact same conscience as the person who is playing right now? And honestly, fuck that guy, he stole my body. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's see what Georgie has to say.
I have a heartache.
I will richly reward a friend that finds Simon's body for me, and I will squeeze the last drop of blood from the Mongol who stole it. I found the body snatchers, they were runaway butchers. Did you find the body? A body, dissected and disfigured. However, I find it hard to believe that it once belonged to your brother. I'll show you the building where I found it. I will send my people there at once, you have my gratitude. Just don't bring the body directly to the crucible, and don't forget to quarantine your people before they return to their everyday duties. But it is stinky in there. I did just say I find it hard to believe it's his brother, but he still paid me 4,000 coins, so, you know, whatever. Fuck it. It's a bitter errand to be the bearer of bad news. Although the body has been discovered, it had been mutilated beyond all recognition. Georgie would be thankful for any news at all, however dire it may be. Yet something does not feel right. There's more to this. Something doesn't feel right. Hey, something doesn't feel right.
Olginsky has put a bounty on any runaway butcher. What is
I will
the
richly...
fox doing behind?
okay. Anger is a poor companion for a noble man. See you later. Thanks for the 4,000 gold, but you're a bit of a prat. See you later. There's more to this. Who are we likely to extract more information from? We've not spoken to Vlad the Elder recently. And Georgie was just talking about him putting bounties on the heads of butchers, so obviously he is somewhat interested in this situation. Or a situation, at least. Every hour brings us more trouble. Do you know anything regarding Reuben's whereabouts? Sadly no, the disappearance of Master Reuben fills me with the sincerest regret. He is of course the person most to blame for the loss of our brother's remains. But that's not what matters. And what is? We have no competent people left except you, who are unable to put up a struggle. It is true what I've been told. Or is it true what I've been told, that you declined Sabarov's request and did not accept responsibility for the town's future? Who told you such nonsense? Not only did I agree, I explicitly stated my eagerness to do all that was in my power. You're a noble man, Bachelor Dankovsky, so we do still have a hope. I'm acting in accordance with my beliefs. I guess. I thought my beliefs were looking for the essence of immortality or whatever, but I guess keeping people alive is like the first step towards immortality. Like, being dead is the antithesis of immortality. So by not letting people die, I am, on some level, perpetuating immortality, right? My exhaustion is high. I'm not quite ready for a nap yet, though. I'm not quite ready to tuck myself in and read myself a bedtime story. I have bins that I have undoubtedly looted about 6 times already to check one more time, just in case. Just in case, you never know. You never know what might have suddenly appeared in those bins. Sort of magical discoveries may be awaiting me. Rifle ammo. You think I have a rifle? I barely have a pistol. Is a revolver and a pistol the same thing? They're both handguns, right? But is a revolver a type of pistol? Or is it like... I don't know. I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a gun guy at all. I don't know what they are. I used to work with a guy who was like a big Call of Duty guy, and he used to like get mad about like minor inaccuracies in the guns and in the games and stuff. He used to like proper go on rants about like how, you know, the clip on this rifle, it doesn't actually hold that exact amount of bullets or whatever, I don't know. Or it doesn't have that sort of stock or sights or something like. And I would just be like, why do you care? We're in the UK. You're not allowed a gun anyway. It's not strictly true, I know. You are allowed like hunting rifles and shotguns and things, I think. I believe you are legally allowed to have one of them as long as you have like a permit for it or whatever. I just don't think many people care. I think that's the big difference between here and America. It's not necessarily the legality of guns, it's just like we just don't have that sort of culture. We just don't give a shit. We're not particularly bothered about owning guns. I'm not pretending the UK is by any means a great place. There's plenty of flaws with it, do not get me wrong. But at least we're not all living in like perpetual fear, you know? We're not all constantly feeling that we need a weapon of murder clutched in our hands at all times just in case the big bad murderers come and get us or whatever, you know? Well, I guess that's something. I guess I can say that much for our shitty little country. What am I doing? I guess Big Vlad, I did mention him earlier, and we just sort of stumbled blindly into his vicinity. I'd like to also point out that I just spoke to 2 drunks and neither of them had anything to trade to me, and I'm very upset about that. That's permanently left a dampener on my day, to be honest.
Fortune turns all things to the advantage of those on whom she smiles.
The Skinners, yes, that was one nasty day, wouldn't you agree? I need a detailed report on the amount of pharmaceutical drugs we have. I'm happy to relieve your mind, Doctor. We're distributing protective and preventative drugs daily among the townsfolk, even the antibiotics. We've selected the drug agents from the list you gave us yesterday. Are you satisfied? Well, let's see if it helps at all first. Oh my, aren't you a falcon? Please kindly spare me your comparisons, dear Vlad. Silence, you whelp. Wow, that tone changed a bit there, didn't it? If only you had the slightest idea of what I've had, what I've lost, and what I've given away to these people. The people whose interests you are now so eagerly defending, you would cool your ardour. The Olgimpskis, one of the richest industrialists of the area, are ruined now. Hey, listen! Look at this. The lad is going to teach me. He's going to manage my property, reproach me for giving less than I could, while I have nothing left. You dare raise your voice at me? Ah, I guess we've had a bit of a...
This girl is dangerous.
It's not over yet. Not over yet. Had a bit of a friction-filled conversation with the big thumb-like fella there. That's unfortunate. I was hoping we could get along. I just wanted to know how the medical supplies were, and he ended up getting all hoity-toity about it. Getting all sassy with me. Where are your schmauders? Foolish child. Give back to society already. Send you down the mines if you don't start producing schmauders at an accelerated rate, I tell you. We've been in this shop today. My food's a little bit cheaper right now, and I have just come into some... I think we've been in the shop today. I think we've been in that one. Something tells me. Something tells me. The fact that the man's just like, oh, you want to buy food? And just places a gun on the counter. It's edible, that. You need pretty strong teeth, but you'll get through it in the end. We actually make our guns out of hardened cookie dough around these parts. That's shotgun shells, isn't it? Yeah. Useless. Absolutely useless. I'm sort of vaguely gesturing my body in the direction of Sabarov, because I don't think we've spoken to him today. I'm intrigued as to what's happened to Isidore's body. That's what's got me. Because his house was locked off, and then we went into the house, but it was filled with like weird creepy women. never mind, we got other things going on. That's not the right button, is it? Okay, we got a big old letter from Rubin. I guess we need to read this. We need to plan the battle in advance, the battle being the task that lies ahead of us. I will not give up without a fight, even if everyone else has come to terms with their own mortality. We need to join our forces, Bachelor, and combine our diverse skills. Our enemy is invisible, ubiquitous, dissolved into the very things we need to purify. The enemy seems invulnerable, but it is not imperceptible, and whatever terror it instills in us is explained simply by our lack of knowledge. If we are to destroy the enemy, we need to study it first. For this, we need to capture it. That is our first and foremost priority. Please forgive my reiteration of self-evident things like these. My only reason for spelling it all out is to better understand it myself. Our goals are not quite the same. I strive to save as many lives as possible, whereas your purpose is to put an end to the outbreak. I've been told of your abiding desire to uncover the truth. I would gladly help you with that, if you will help me achieve my goal. Together we can eradicate the disease and save everything that might still be saved. Stark Rubin. P.S. You'll find me in my secret prospectorium in the warehouses district. The map is on the reverse of this letter. Don't you worry, my good friend. I know where your secret prospectorium is. I've been in there a couple of times already. In fact, I think you were there one time, right? I'm pretty certain I had a chat with him. I remember commenting on how absurdly tall he is. Still want to stop off by Mr. Sabarov real quick. I think this is the wrong door, isn't it? Yeah. I'll speak to his crazy wife. Oh, hello. Look who it is.
I'm so tired, I might faint.
Well, that's the first time in a long time that my dog has interrupted a video. This used to happen all the time. I used to live, if you go back and look at some of my older videos from a few years back, I used to live like right on a main road, and people used to walk past all the time, constantly people walking past, and my dogs, they used to get pretty triggered by that. But where I am now, it's a lot quieter, so we don't usually get a lot of over the top barking, but we got some today. That was a little section we had to cut out of the video there. So anyway, as I was saying, I shall see to it that the people of Gobo's Taglor, who will of necessity have to surrender their lives to me, will not have given them in vain. The new generation will not include mortal enemies. The new world will be built on the universal love and concord. What the fuck? Damn, so that's how you talk now. Doesn't sound like your own words, huh? Fucking weirdo.
Anna has confessed that she has been complicit in the crimes of the caravan.
Anna's confessed what? Crimes of the caravan? I have to have a word with Anna as well. The end is nigh, only a miracle can save us. We have to hope for my girl, there's no other choice. Well, I think this is just the beginning. Interesting. So, I mean, neither of them actually wanted to have a proper discussion about anything, but I don't know what the fuck the changeling was on about there. Going on about, like, purging everyone and starting a new world or something. Like, is that actually what she's up to? I don't remember her saying any shit like that before.
That's okay, I'll make it. I'm made of wood.
You're made of wood, are you? Okay. We are doing worse than ever. The infection is spreading. Yeah, it's just our bloody luck. Okay.
They say hitting hard is a good enough start.
Your wife says the strangest things. You think so? Have you met Clara yet, Bachelor? Yes, just had the pleasure. Isn't the girl a little bit of a megalomaniac? Clara does possess some unusual abilities. It's true that she can inspire love and trust at first sight. It's also true that her touch is imbued with a remarkable energy, a healing power. However, the nature of that power remains a mystery to me. You sound as if you knew all that firsthand. I have long been paying a special attention to that girl, but I repeat, I still know nothing about her, despite having talked to her throughout the last few days, and I cannot explain the facts that I have witnessed. It would be interesting to hear your opinion. It's curious, somehow I knew you would want me to run into her at some point. I just wanted to find out how well you knew her. Well, I don't know her at all. Not at all. I wonder if that means she's going to have something else to say now that I've been explicitly instructed to have a little chat with her. I'll just hop around to the other side of the house. You'd think they'd have some sort of, interior door, maybe? You could pass from one room to the other, but 'tis not the case.
See? I'm not trying to interfere with your work. Each of
Far
us
off
has their
bells
own way.
always ring sweet. Yeah, okay, not much going on here then. Clara is apparently shacking up with the Sabarovs, but that's nothing to do with me right now. I have more pressing matters to attend to. For example, one Mr. Stark Rubin. I don't know exactly what he's going to have to say to me, other than, whoops, I lost a body, I guess, but I mean, maybe he'll provide me with some inspiring insights into the recent events that have stricken this town. Or maybe he'll just chat some gibberish at me like most people do in this game. The whims of Bodo are mysterious, and his veins run with pure, unfiltered blood. Those who wish to observe his rites will only perish in the long run. Hello, little girl. What might you have for me? Oh, bullets that are actually useful. Well, now we're talking. Unfortunately, everything I can trade you is worth more than one bullet, aside from the needles, which are worth more than you could ever trade me. So, no. How about you? You helpful? You are helpful, thank you. I have 29 water. I have 29. I need to be finding more drunks. There needs to be more drunks around here. This place too sober for my liking. We need to start dispensing alcohol at a rapid, dangerously rapid rate, I think. If everyone doesn't have liver disease by the end of the day, then we're doing it wrong. To be fair, Twirine, which is essentially alcohol in this game, right? Unless I've completely misread the law, is apparently like preventative, does have preventative properties when it comes to infection. So, you know, maybe everyone getting shit-faced would be a good thing for this town. It's one way to kill the disease, isn't it? Just get too fucking pickled. Turn your blood to vinegar so that the disease can't take root. Hello, I'm a creepy man in the street. Let me accost you. Plenty with bullets, but it would be real nice if they'd have multiple bullets so I could get my money's worth. I mean, at this point, I suppose just having bullets should really be priority one. Or higher priority at least than hanging on to a bunch of bling that I'm not really going to have any other use for. Is it this building? Is this the one? No, it's this one here with the burning oil drum outside it. This man knows how to keep a sanitary work environment, I will tell you. Hello. I like your big bowl of blood.
I haven't slept for 3 nights straight. I don't think I'll manage another one.
That's nice. Dear colleague, by some happy coincidence I managed to get my hands on a certain vessel that I believe can recover the pathogen, that I believe I can recover the pathogen from. Which means we are now all set to research the vaccine, but odd as it may sound, I'd rather avoid tapping into that source I mentioned unless I absolutely have to. I'd rather examine the samples that can be procured from the dead tissue. Where's Simon, colleague? I keep him at an ice cellar not far from here. Interesting. Georgie is infuriated. Why didn't you inform him of where you took the body? Because I'm not done with it yet. Besides, I am all alone here. The moment I had an opportunity to send a message outside, I used it to bring you here. Your presence is more important than the other considerations right now. Would you kindly hear what my request is? What do you want to ask of me? I was going to ask you to bring a sample or two from one of the infected quarters. Be doubly careful though, and make sure to get the dissection fully cleared with one of the rulers, else the risk would be twice as high as it needs to be. I'd go myself, but there are reasons that make it impossible for me to leave Simon's body unattended. That's some request. What is this additional danger you speak of? Dissection of dead bodies is something that the locals strongly disapprove of. For steppe people, the human body represents the world. Only a member of the special Targler, Barak to name one, is allowed to open it up. This is a caste-based privilege, you see. What about you? Do you possess this kind of privilege? Hard to say. My master was planning to bind me with the blood of his kin. In other words, I was going to become his foster son. He never got to complete the procedure. As a result, I am formally allowed to perform dissections, but few people know about it. Most of them still see me as a soldier rather than a butcher. So you did military service? Not for long. I served in General Shoin? General, this is a new character, never heard of this one before. General Shoin, his army, until I was injured in the head by the Skerries. And now I believe I have mystical powers. I was released soon thereafter. I hear you. But from what I can see, not everyone in the town belongs to the same indigenous population. No, of course not. But even those who are oblivious to the sacred meaning of the kin's rituals would still oppose unsanctioned dissection because it's traditionally inappropriate. A cultural taboo, if you will. An autopsy performed by anyone other than a true-born Menku is seen as blasphemy of the worst kind. Even incest is not as repulsive to them. Why bring up incest, dude? What sort of curveball did you feel like throwing me today, where you're just like, yeah, also, you know, that they were more happy when I fucked my sister. Okay, what are the Menku? Translated loosely as men who set apart the parts of the whole, the Menku are the adepts of the kin. Butchers, surgeons, prophets, any occupation that has to do with knowing the separate parts that comprise a whole. Fine, but I'm definitely not a Menku. What am I supposed to do? Do pay a visit to Governor Sabarov. Just did, mate. I wouldn't go to Vlad if I were you. He's too resourceful and too inclined to drag you into his schemes. The Canes are also out of the question, as anything that leads Georgie to me would likely result in Simon's body getting removed, and I still have a lot of work to do. Fine, sounds reasonable. I'll see you soon. Back to Sabarov then. What a busy day I have on my hands. We'll take the scenic route this time. It's weird feeling like I have time. You know, feeling like I'm not... The amount of time I spent in my first campaign playthrough of this, like, literally having to optimize my routes. Having to get from A to B in, like, the fastest time physically possible. I mean, I spent hours before one of the final episodes tracking down where I could find specific items out of specific bins, and then plotting the optimal path to each of those bins so that I could collect all those items, then make my way to a correct NPC to trade those items in for another item. Like, everything had to be absolutely flawless. You know what I mean? And compared to that, right now I feel like I can just, you know, take my time, see the sights. Again, this is day 3 and that was day 11 or 12 or whatever, so, you know, the stakes will increase. I don't doubt for a second that there's going to be a general upward trajectory in tension, but right now everything's a little bit free and easy, a little bit lackadaisical, you know. I don't feel like there's that much pressure on me. I've always got quests to do, I've always got things to be progressing towards, but like, not really life and death, is it? Yet. Give it time. How about we barter, mate? Ooh, yeah, I'll take both of those. Fill her up. I think this might be a bin I've not looted as well. Don't get too excited, but a brand spanking new bin. Full of opportunity. Full of promise. Full of fucking nothing. Can we cut through here? Yeah, we can. Cool. There's a lot of, like, annoying dead ends around this part of town, so I need to, like, double and triple check I'm going in the right direction quite often. This is Anna Angel's house, right? I did kind of want to stop in on her because Mrs. Sabarov was saying some interesting things about her in her VO dialogue. Yo.
Life is hard.
I have a terrible headache, but it will pass soon. Quinine can help if you don't have anything better. Just doing my doctor's duty for the day. Prescribing some drugs to this damsel in distress. Definitely check that bin. Definitely check this follow-up bin as well. What we may not have checked is this food hut. This McDonald's just on the corner here. Nope, okay. I guess not. Never mind. Forget I said anything. I think this is the door, isn't it? Yeah. I will take your veggies, good sir, for I have 12,000 coinage right now, and I think buying some healthy snacks is a good use of them. This isn't how I get in. I need to go around this way. I'm learning. Oh, this is an infected zone, huh? To be careful. Step lightly here. I didn't realise it went right up to his doorstep. It's safe here, but not beyond. As soon as you're out of the courtyard, the disease knows where the rich people live, you know?
Haruspex and his kind band together. That's a good enough reason.
We are doing worse than ever. The infection is spreading. I need to work with the dead bodies. I was told that his work demands your sanction. Is that true? I regret to say that no one can help you there. Local superstition prohibits the violation of any body's integrity. Add a cult of the dead on top. If they see you dissecting a corpse, they might tear you to pieces. It has already happened once. It is essential for my work. I understand, but there's nothing I can do. Let's pretend this conversation never happened. You might want to turn to your new acquaintances. As far as I can judge, they are ready to do anything if you ask. Alright, I'll do that then. I should hope the infected districts have already reconsidered this reactionary prejudice stance. The difficulty could be resolved by some rather sinister people. I'm talking about butchers. Butchers rather obviously have no qualms about cutting bodies. Tradition gives them a hereditary right to perform the sacred act. I've had the pleasure of meeting one of them. He was a fugitive criminal. And two more who just tried to punch me to death. Of course, Olgimsky had them locked up after another of their strikes. However, it's said that on the eve of the blockade, a group of butchers did not make it back to the termitary on time. Someone is hiding them. There is a house in Earth whose dwellers know who it is. Take a chance. Thank you. Excellent advice. Oh, okay. I thought he was going to send me back here and it would be the two I just murdered. I fully expected. It might still be that, to be fair. That might still be the case. Aspity could very easily just be like, yeah, there were two, but someone came in and stabbed them to death while they were working on a body, which absolutely was not Simon Kane. Just a random body they had. I mean, still a bit grim, like, just because it wasn't the body we were looking for. They probably shouldn't be cutting it up in an abandoned house, but obviously not of quite so much interest to the Kanes, is it? See what Aspity has to say. I don't know, when he said speak to your acquaintances and that, I was like, oh, okay, I'll go round, speak to Anna, speak to Lana, speak to whatever her name is. The one in the north. She has a name that I cannot commit to memory for the life of me. But, no, I guess we'll speak to people who we barely know instead. Cool. Why not? Creepy, creepy Aspity and a creepy house of dolls. I don't think we're on best terms, to be honest, because I keep killing all the butchers she's trying to hide. Given a chance, I'll probably kill these ones too. Hey up.
What's wrong with my eyes?
Please touch me. Do I have a fever? You're concealing runaway butchers in this very house, Aspity. Well, crucify me. What's this all about? Running more errands for the Olgimskis? No, this time I've come on my own accord. I need your help. Well, I gotta hear that. Why on earth would the wise serpent ask anyone's help? I need the tissue of a sand plague victim. You can only find dead victims in the infected houses. Since you appear to be alive, you have never entered a single one of them. You will have 5 to 10 minutes if you do, and the infection strikes, with the expected results. Perhaps you could find a single runaway that would agree to help. What would he want in return? Perhaps I could find a lot of runaways that would agree to help if I only asked them to. And at the same time, he will ask me for a favour then. Will you do me one? It depends what you're planning to ask. You're influential with Ogimski. Use that influence. Tell him to stop persecuting the runaways. It's no longer a revenge situation. He's still all too eager. Takes the guy quite some time to calm down, huh? Anyway, if he swears to leave alone the butchers that are now outside the termitory, I'll ask 3 runaways to risk their lives. It's not like they're gonna have anything else to lose anyway. Alright, I'll try. That's pretty reasonable, actually. Of all the shit I was expecting to have to do for this little chain of events, that's not too bad. Let's have a little chat with Big Vlad, who I'm definitely on great terms with, and definitely didn't have a pretty tense argument with last time I spoke to him. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? I mean, I could die from exhaustion. That's one thing that could go wrong. I'm gonna have to deal with that pretty soon. What's the time? It's only 2 o'clock. We've probably got time for a nap. Probably won't be able to grab a full 6 hours, but we could get 2 or 3 maybe, just in the middle of the day. Tide us over, you know. I'm hesitant about, like, getting the sleeping pattern to a point where I won't be awake at night, because even though obviously being awake during the day is important for doing quests, if you're awake at night, then you have free reign to just kill a bunch of knife dudes, and knife dudes are probably the singular best source of money, right? I can't think of a better way of just making money, because it doesn't affect your reputation, and they're relatively easy to kill without taking damage, so like, I can't think of a better way to do it. Useless. How about you? Are you useless? Yeah, you are. How about you? Are you useless? Yeah, you are. I like how we heard that gong sound effect like 4 times. I guess if it doesn't finish playing completely, it starts again next time it's able to. Is this the right? No, this is the wrong door. I got confused for a second there because I'm a bit thick. No excuses.
Fortune turns all things to the advantage of those on whom she smiles.
I'd like to offer you a bargain. It has to do with your fugitives. Oh, come now, to my mind, there's nothing to discuss here. However, a good bargain always catches my attention, so I want you to stop pursuing them. What do you want in return? What's in it for you? I have my own job to do and I need these people. For now, sadly, I cannot disclose to you as to why. And what would you be willing to offer? Well, I'm ready to hear your offer. Let me see. I know what I'm going to ask as a payment for my butchers. It's the unique resource you own, the one that I'll never get my hands on. What is it? Your influence with the Canes. I'll cease to pursue the butchers if Georgie ceases to pursue young Barak. He isn't guilty. He has an airtight alibi against all charges, which I'm willing to confirm. Let them leave him alone. Agreed? If you're vouching for him, I'll inform the Canes as soon as I have the chance. Indeed, indeed. And I'd rather you convinced Reuben that young Barak has nothing to do with Isidore's tragic death. The thick-headed Reuben is the last one who needs convincing anyway. The boy might be labelled a patricide. Is that the correct usage of that word? As if he hasn't had enough. You do see Reuben from time to time, I know that. I'll pass your words on to Reuben. I haven't finished yet. Apart from that, I wish they stopped torturing me about the termitory. I'm tired of repeating that it's clean. That is why it was closed in the first place. You know what? You've just suggested an excellent idea to me. How about this? You stop the persecution and I'll kindly spare the Canes my opinion on what's inside the termitory. For goodness' sake. If you put it like this, then yes, certainly, certainly. I was going to as well. It's no matter now. Now that the Skinners is infected just like the crude sprawl before it, you have my word as a merchant. The thing is, I know you as a man of honour, damn it. I'm glad we have an agreement, Boost Vlad. The word of a merchant provides a reliable assurance. Who's next then, Georgie? I mean, I know I need to speak to Reuben again, but I guess we'll head over to Georgie first. I guess. Right? Yeah, right? Yeah. Yeah? Right. Cool. Glad we're agreed. Interesting that Big Vlad's trying to get Artemi Barak cleared for the murder. I mean, to be fair, we've already kind of cleared him of the murder, right? We've pinned the murderer as the Sand Plague. But I guess rumours already abound that that Barak did the stabbing. And Vlad wants to make sure they're appropriately quashed. Look at me using words like quash in regular conversation. It's fun when you learn a word and then you're just like, I'm just going to try and force this into every sentence I say, you know? Not that it's a particularly smart word. There's a Pokemon move called Quash. I never really knew what it meant for a long time though. Not when I was gonna say wee boy. I don't think it came into like Gen 4 or Gen 5 or something, by which point I was like 18. But you know, doesn't mean I was a smart 18-year-old. Georgie, I hath returneth. I'm back to barter, my good friend.
Olgimsky has put a bounty on any runaway butcher.
I will richly reward a friend that... Oh, it's just that thing again. I've read that sentence about 4 times at this point. I have a favour to ask of you, Judge. I am indebted to you, dear Doctor. Speak. I will be happy to grant any request that is within my power to fulfil. It has to do with Isidore Barak's son. Yes, I know the man, if only by what the others have to say about him. Regrettably, I've yet to meet him personally. He's one of the main suspects in Simon's murder. He also hasn't cleared himself, not to my judgment anyway, of the charge of murdering his own father. Now, he is the main suspect in the theft of my brother's body. Hope you're not going to solicit forgiveness on his behalf. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Ahem. This is one of the few requests that I'm not prepared to meet. That is to say, I wouldn't be if anyone other than you were asking, but I believe without a shadow of a doubt that you're acting in good faith and with the most noble intentions. Young Barak deserves to have a break. That's what I need of him now, anyway. Very well, Doctor, I'll do what you ask of me, but having done that, I urge you to tell me who stole my brother's body as soon as you learn their identity. I promise I will not punish Barak, only unless it turns out he was the thief. You have my word, and if I find out that Barak was the culprit, you'll be the first to know. I mean, we know who the culprit is. It's Reuben, but I guess we're covering for Reuben. I guess we want Reuben to have extra time with the body. We seem to have sort of thrown in our lot with him after speaking with him like twice for a grand total of about 30 seconds. He seems to be our best bud now, so why not, I guess. Got to team up with someone in these trying times, and he is the only other person with any amount of medical experience in this entire town, so if you're gonna team up with someone, it's probably a pretty good bet. Also, he's like 18 feet tall, and I'm afraid he'll go on like a King Kong style rampage if I don't do what he says. Pick me up and climb to the top of the nearest, skyscraper. Hey Ava. I don't know why I'm talking to you. I'm not really wanting anything from you. I just want to have a quick nap, to be honest. Just a quick 2-hour nap, just to take the edge off. It's about all I can really... Oh, fuck. Fuck. That is a lot. You know what? We'll read all that next time. I think we've gone long enough for today. I'll do a quick savey save here. Probably in another slot, just in case. Just in case. You never know.
You think my colors have faded?
And I'll see you next time.